Hello, welcome back to the rest of Newsroom. I am your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the WWE news of this past week. We start with the news that the New Day might be turning heel. That is one idea that's been floating around. However, several people within the company are against the idea of turning them heel because of their merchandise sales. Another idea that WWE officials have is splitting them up. The only problem is the company has no idea what to do with Kofi Kingston, Big E, or Xavier Woods, if they actually decide to do it. Okay, can I just explain one logical fatal flaw in here? If you split them up, it's still going to kill the merchandise, so you might as well turn them heel, because if they're your two options, heel is better than splitting them up, because you still get merchandise from them. Come on, it's simple. Okay, let's move straight on. Now we have news that WWE has decided to go in a different direction after several key changes were made to the planned WrestleMania 33 matches. Obviously, we all know one of them changes is to not have John Cena face the Undertaker. So Dave Meltzer noted on Twitter that the reason the company decided to make the changes is because Vince McMahon has started to look at the long-term picture, not just the short-term. That is very interesting because Vince McMahon has never been a long-sighted person, but could this mean the company's turning around? I hope so, to be fair. Well, that's good news. Now we have some very sad news. If you don't know, WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Snuka has passed away on Sunday at the age of 73. He had been battling stomach cancer in recent months. I give all of my deepest sympathies to the family. I am so sorry that he's had such a tragic end of his life, especially with all the lawsuit and everything. Now he's in a better place. Rest in peace, you absolute legend of the business. As we know, he was one of the most popular WWE superstars of the 1980s. His most famous moment when he did a Superfly splash off the top of a steel cage onto Don Morocco in 1983. That was the same year that Snuka's girlfriend Nancy Argentino died under certain circumstances, which was why he was on trial, but the case was dismissed due to his deteriorating health. I'd like to say a little word to Nancy Argentino's sister, who last week or the week before said that he was faking it. Screw you, woman. He is not faking it. He's now dead. I hope you feel guilty about making them comments. You absolute horrendous person. We have a few things from WWE Superstars. Tamina posted the following on her Instagram account. I love you, Dad. Hashtag forever my dad. Hashtag rest well. Hashtag families are forever. Hashtag best dad. Hashtag Snuka legacy. And they had a picture of her holding his hand. Tamina, I am so sorry. I really do hope you can deal with this tragic death of your father. Mick Foley did a tribute on Twitter saying, sorry to learn the passing of a legendary Jimmy Snuka. His career had such a huge impact on my life. When our family, Tamina Snuka, asked me to share the sad news that her dad, Jimmy Snuka, has passed away. And then something in Samoan which said, love the whole family. He also put RIP Superfly. Jim Ross said, our condolences to the family and friends of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, who died earlier today after losing his fight with stomach cancer. R.I.P. Taz said, sad to hear such a legend, Jimmy Snuka has passed away. I was lucky enough to tag with Snuka in ECW. Learned a ton from him. Hashtag Trailblazer. Hashtag R.I.P. Superfly. Then Blue Mooney tweeted, one of the most iconic photos in wrestling before high risk was high fashion. Jimmy Snuka captured the imagination of all. And then Al Snow said, R.I.P. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, you were a true legend. Dana Brooke went, at Tamina Snuka, my prayers and condolences go to you and your family. He is another angel looking over you. Stay strong, girl. Much love. Hulk Hogan just put R.I.P. Superfly. Only love, HH. Well, it's nice to see that WWE Superstars are showing their respects, and there has actually been a collection uploaded onto the WWE Network about Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I can imagine now his Hall of Fame thing has been added to the website again. I haven't actually checked, but now with his death he can now be recognised in the eyes of WWE. R.I.P. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Okay, let's just move on now, because that's actually quite upsetting, to a very nice story actually. In the heart of mattering of a rare occasion of breaking kayfabe, Michelle McCool recently revealed the tender side of her loving husband via an Instagram post. In the post, she stated that The Undertaker still draws her bath every night and occasionally leaves her love notes. She also revealed how his kindly actions have impacted on the entire family and expressed her joys in finding such a husband. She said, "Never take for granted the little things. He draws my bath every night, and last night there were candles and love notes. Not to mention our kids may say, ooh, gross, when they see them, or especially when we kiss, but random love notes around the house will impact the whole family. They've admitted that whether they want to or not. Hashtag all my love, all my life. Hashtag my heart. Hashtag little things. Hashtag beyond blessed." Wow, that was a very eye-opening story, that The Undertaker is a very nice person. Well, we all know he was, but I'm happy that you are happy, Michelle, to be fair, because The Undertaker is quite a man. Then we have the massive news, which you already know, but Kurt Angle is the first announced to go in the 2017 Hall of Fame. I cannot believe it. Kurt Angle is going in the Hall of Fame. Just a quick note, also been confirmed today on Friday, Saturday, I don't really know, yeah, Friday. Teddy Long is another name that's been announced to go in the Hall of Fame, but not been properly announced, just rumoured at the minute. ESPN broke the news on Monday morning that Kurt Angle will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on March 31st over the WrestleMania 33 weekend in Orlando, Florida. The induction is the first association Angle has had with WWE in over a decade after parting ways with the company in 2006. He said, "I was shocked. I've been out of WWE for a long time and out of touch with them, so I didn't really expect this." Angle talked to ESPN about the news. "It's a huge honour. This is the only Hall of Fame that I'm not in, and probably the one that I want to be in the most. This is the one that means the most for me. I have had a lot of fun entertaining the fans for 7 years with WWE, and I'm glad my hard work paid off." Angle has spent most of the last decade wrestling in TNA Wrestling, as well as a few independent promotions around the UK and the US, like WTPW, ICW, TNA, Ring of Honor, I think. Obviously, he is an Olympic athlete. We got some news. He also mentioned he wants Austin to induct him. He said, "There's a no-brainer. I just started with WWE and I had a program with Austin right after I beat The Rock for the world title. I had a quick skit with Stephanie and Triple H, and then it was right on to Austin. We had some memorable reviews and some very funny segments, so he's the top of my list. Steve is one of the most giving individuals. He took me in and allowed me to shine, even when it was still his time. I don't ever compare myself to Stone Cold. He is the guy who elevated wrestling to the level that nobody ever went before, but he enabled me to show my talents when he very well could have said no. He was a very giving individual, and he was one of the guys who had the biggest impact on my career." Well, I'm happy to hear that, to be fair. Now we have a bit of news from Dave Meltzer's Twitter. We found out that Darren Young was injured during the main event taping. It looks like an elbow or shoulder injury. They had to stop the match 2 minutes in. So Darren Young is out for a bit, even though he's not on the main show. So yeah, just thought I'd report that. Now we find out another injury. Tajiri has been injured as well. WWE.com posted on Tuesday night that Tajiri isn't meant to clear to wrestle after suffering a right knee injury at NXT's latest TV tapings. Tajiri teamed with Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, surprise, surprise, you've got the two Japanese wrestlers going together against Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode. In what may have been a dark match main event on that taping, the conclusion of the match saw Chris Hero make his NXT return as Cassius Ohno to confront Nakamura after it was over. After featuring in the Cruiserweight Classic last summer, Tajiri made his return to TV earlier this month on 205 Live and started a program with Brian Kendrick. WWE didn't elaborate on the severity of his injury. The company appears to be getting more bad news on Monday night as Darren Young... Yeah, sorry, that's already been forwarded. Yeah. Heal up, Darren Young and Tajiri. I do hope you both get better. Now, another name announced for the Hall of Fame is WWE diva Beth Phoenix, also known as Edge's wife. Phoenix retired from WWE back in 2012 and married Edge in 2016. They have 2 daughters. Lyric Rose Copeland, born December 2013, and Ruby Eva Copeland, born May 2016. It was previously put at WWE now, yeah. You all know, but yeah, Beth Phoenix is not a name I was expecting, to be honest, to be drawn up, but why not? Why can't AJ Lee go in? She had a pretty good run. Or China. Why isn't China announced? Come on. And then we had... Oh yeah, Triple H confirming the WWE Women's Tournament is happening this year. He had an interview with Fox's Sports Wrestling Comprad's podcast. He said it is difficult to find time to do it with the current schedule and the ever-changing landscape of WWE. He mentioned the UK tournament fitted perfect prior to the Royal Rumble, and he's hoping the Women's Tournament can happen this summer. The plan to recruit, very similar to the WWE Cruiserweight Classic, they scour the globe to find some talent that may be flying under the radar, increase the talent pool for WWE as a whole. He was also asked about intergender matches. While he understood that they may work for some smaller groups as a shock entertainment value, but he didn't think the WWE fan base would be ready for a male to be seen beating up a woman in the ring. He prefers women being able to stand out on their own athletic merits. I can agree with that, but to be fair, mate, you used to do in the Attitude Era all the goddamn time, and we loved it, and I love it to be CPW. It's pretty good. Now we go to the funniest story on this whole show. Randy Orton was reportedly involved in an altercation with a fan at the gym after he spotted working out there prior to Monday's WWE live event in Jonesboro? I don't fucking know, somewhere in America. Anthony Martin, who grew up a wrestling fan, told NEA report that he was with his friend at the Tri-Gym and they spotted a WWE superstar. Martin now sought him for a picture, however, and couldn't hear him because of his other friends responded with a fist bump. Martin left Orton alone and proceeded to take a photo of him from across the room. This set Orton off and he lost his cool. He saw me snap the picture and he came up to me and got on my face and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "No damn pictures, you fucking stupid." Martin said, "No, you said you couldn't hear me." Randy came over to Anthony, grabbed his other hand and belittled Anthony and pretty much said, "Mother effer and this and mother effer this," added Martin's friend Cody Hansted, who was with him at the gym. The trying continued before Orton eventually calmed down and told the men to enjoy their workout before leaving. He responded on Twitter to this. He said, "Apparently I hurt a fan's feeling when I told him to F off at the gym yesterday. That's news that's been happening for 15 years. Hashtag get a life." He then said, "I paid to train in between every set. I can't take pictures. He needs to suck the F up and go to the gym to train and not be a fanboy." I can agree with you there, to be fair, Randy. You were in the middle of a workout. It's a bit rude, especially to take pictures from somebody from across the room. We do actually have 2 WWE former WWE wrestlers take on this. We first start with Lance Storm, who wrote the following response. Saw a thing on Twitter tonight where Randy Orton told a fan off at the gym who asked for an autograph and another fan complaining and calling Randy out for it, with the logic that we, the fans, pay your salary, so you owe the fans an autograph. This is what you're signing up for. Don't be a dick. Twitter's not such a place at all. Where do you respond? I'm going to talk about it here. Firstly, the dude who asked for autographs didn't wait for Randy to be done with his workout. He asked for him during his workout between sets, which is ignorant, gym aquatic, and straight up rude. Secondly, that we pay your salary bullshit is exactly that bullshit. If you buy a ticket to see someone wrestle, sing in a concert, or dance on stage next to it, you are owed is for whomever you bought a ticket to see and go and perform for you that night at the best of their ability. You aren't buying a piece of their life. I spend a lot of money at Tim Hortons. Do people who work at Tim Hortons owe me a piece of their free time? Am I entitled to interrupt them on their personal time whenever I see fit simply because of the money I spent where they work pays their salary? I know Randy Orton and I've been in his shoes, and at the gym is part of his job, and people who train really hard concentrate and focus at the gym. You won't get an autograph from Randy Orton because you are entitled to one. You'll get an autograph from Randy Orton by being a respectful, polite human being. Wait for Randy at the front of the gym with your pen and paper ready and ask him politely when he's finished and leaving the club. Please do not tell me when you were in a hurry and you didn't have time to wait, because then you are saying that your time is more valuable than his and you'd rather inconvenience him than yourself. You are the one asking for the favour, not the other way round. I can agree with his logical comments there too. And then X-Pac, Sean Waltman, had his say. He said, Anthony Martin, go fuck yourself. You know, I mean, people have headphones on when they're at the gym and other places for a reason, because they don't want to fucking talk to anyone. I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I know it's coming off that way. But you know, there's these things called boundaries. They're like an imaginary line and you fucking crossed it. Sorry, I know some people are thinking that I'm a dick right now for saying it like that. Apparently Anthony Martin wasn't a dick, but apparently this guy must think he pays Randy Orton's bills directly. I'm sure he writes a fucking check and sends it to the power company and the mortgage company. Let me explain something to you as far as my take on the whole we pay your fucking bill shit. This is just my feeling. I'm so grateful for everyone of you out there. I'm so grateful for your support and coming out, even if you can't afford a ticket or couldn't come throughout the years, but you've invested your time on watching us. That even makes a difference. That moves the ratings up and puts more money in our pockets, so I'm grateful. But on the flip side of that, we go out there and destroy our bodies, okay? It's not just for the fans, although it's a huge part of it. There's a glory and you know all of the other things that come along with it, but it's a fair trade. Even Steven, nobody owes anyone shit, okay? It's all about gratitude, and I'm so grateful, but for somebody that puts that in my face and tells me they pay my bills, fuck you. Okay, that was slightly more angry than Lance Storm, but I still agree with him. You don't interrupt somebody and say, I want an autograph, and then just expect they pay my bills. Someone came up to me at work and went, oh, I pay your bills, I want you to do this, this, and this, and then, yeah, I would literally tell them to fuck off. Yes, you pay my bills, but for the love of God, I don't owe you shit. Then we have the news that Triple H sending out the tweet on Twitter saying that he would be heading to Raw following the UK tournament is apparently just there to promote the story that him and Seth Rollins are having. There was never actually any plans for him to show up on the show. Very interesting. MPW Insider reports that Michael Cole is becoming more and more interested in moving to an off-camera role as he continues his behind-the-scenes duties with WWE. Right now, Cole handles some parts of WWE production and works to groom the up-and-coming WWE announcers, including Nigel McGuinness. As of writing this, there is no indication yet if Cole might be transferring to a full-time backstage role, but lately there's been more talk of it happening. I would hope so, to be fair. Michael Cole would be pretty good backstage, and to be fair, he does need to let new announcers come out. We only have... oh, so many more stories. Sorry. This is a nice story. We do have reports on Thursday. It came out that WWE Champion AJ Styles was robbed while he was performing at a SmackDown Live event in Arkansas. There you go, Arkansas, according to Channel 8 News, I don't know. According to their report, Styles was robbed of $1,000 cash, $7,000 in Japanese yen, it's about $61 apparently, his iPhone, a set of Beats headphones, a small screen TV, an Xbox 360 and 6 Xbox 360 games. There's been no word where the theft took place, but one's assumed it was backstage. Wow, what a dick, whoever robbed him. That is just mean. He worked hard for his stuff. A nice story now. The following was announced on TrishStratus.com. Trish Stratus welcomed Madison Patrice, her second child, a bouncy baby girl, on Saturday, January the 14th. Trish delivered her daughter with her midwife and husband by her side at Southlake Hospital in Newmarket, Ontario. 3-year-old brother Max is said to be over the moon about the latest addition to the family. The newborn's middle name honours Trish's Greek paternal grandmother who passed away last month. Aww, that's very nice. I would like to wish congratulations to Trish, Ron apparently her husband is, and her big brother Max. But yeah, that's very nice to know that there's been that. I don't know any news about Randy Orton's daughter that was born like a couple of months ago. Probably should have found that out. Anyway, now we have boring legal news. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, boring legal news. Sonny appeared in Northampton County Court in Eastern PA and pleaded not guilty to the number of charges from the arrest, including the stolen property, as well as charging driving without a licence, driving an unregistered vehicle, operating a vehicle, blah blah blah, all that. The criminal trial in regard of the charges is currently docked for the 27th of the 2nd, 9 AM in Northampton Court. She was then transferred back to Carbon County, PA this week and awaiting a hearing there on the 17th of February regarding her probation parole being revoked. She was originally scheduled to be sentenced in regard to her probation on the 18th of the 11th, but the hearing was postponed until the criminal court case in Northampton played out. It's possible that the 17th hearing will be pushed back once and again until her legal situation in Northampton is resolved. Then we'll learn what her punishment for the parole violations will be. My God. So we're going to see a court case on the 27th for the criminal stuff and then the parole thing on the 17th, but probably pushed back. Oh my God, Sonny, you are so annoying. Why did you plead not guilty? This would all be solved now if you went, I'm guilty, and then we could be done with it, and I won't have to report any more legal bloody news, because it bores me. I'm still waiting for a Brock Lesnar update about that thing with him. Oh, now this is a bad story. I don't like this one. Two promotions in the United Kingdom have had to change their upcoming cards for the Slowground broadcast, which seems WWE sets the guideline for whether UK contract can appear. IPW, who was airing a super show on Flow Slam Live on Sunday, posted on Facebook that Pete Dunne will now face Tom Dawkins in a bonus match for the live card and won't be streamed on the service. He'd been scheduled to face Matt Riddler, who will now face Ryan Smile instead, and Joseph Connor's been pulled from the show entirely. They posted, unfortunately, in the early hours of the morning, we learned due to contractual obligation for WWE, certain wrestlers will be unable to appear to Slow Slam Live broadcast this Sunday, namely in this instance Pete Dunne and Joseph Connors. Another company, Lucha Forever, announced that the main event of their debut show on the 17th of April will now be Shane Strickland versus Travis Banks after Strickland had been scheduled to face Dunne, who will still appear on the show in some capacity. And they signed a contract with Slow Slam. So they've had to change it because of that, which is very annoying. But it is been told that Chris Hero and Cassius Ohno in NXT will work his final 2 matches for Evolve during the Royal Rumble weekend. This is not good. This is not going to end well, is it? But yeah, that seems WWE lied, to be fair. So, what can we do? To be fair, they're gone. They cannot do it. Which is, I guess, why they pulled Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate and Joseph Connors from What Culture Pro Wrestling because of contractual obligations. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this wrestling newsroom. These have been very interesting stories. As always, please give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.